So, here's another thing I will say. There are people who, um, for I think art and artists, especially like black artists, are becoming these like cultural pillars in society. And I also think this is another reason why these like commentary channels and TikTok can be really useful because you're actually able to like hear perspectives coming from real people in the way that they said it. And sometimes, like a lot of the times, you're gonna disagree with it, which is why I would continue to suggest that you follow people who do not look like you, A, who are from a different part of the world than you, B, who have a different socioeconomic class than you. You should stop following people who are just like you. Like it's nice to like follow some people who are like you, so that like you understand that there are certain parts of your, I don't know, like, self that are real and are, that you have commonalities with other people. But if you're trying to understand the world, because then you have to realize that there are people who are different than you. Now, this is what I think is very interesting about Doja Cat basically coming on Instagram Live and being like, or wherever she went, I don't know. I just saw Madison Brown's coverage of it. But she basically got on and she was like, I don't care what y'all think. I don't care what you think. Now, I gotta say, like, even when I go back and watch, and I don't do this a lot, I've seen the Tia and Tamara video one time, but I saw it and it was like absolutely despicable. Like, oh God, like when Doja Cat started, I hated her look. Doja Cat now, I hate her look. Like I think that she's a very unattractive person. But all of through all of the things that she's done, it like hasn't gotten like better or worse. I think she looked better when she like lost the weight, but it after that she was just like a normal sized person. And Planet Her wasn't great. So like I don't, but now something that is interesting is her coming on and being honest about the fact that like she doesn't care what you think. And then the whole part about this is I feel like there are those of us who have just kind of been, how do we say this? Like we live in the world where we know that Doja Cat exists, but we're not really like passionate. We're not like pro or anti Doja Cat. It's just like, yeah, she exists. She's alive. She's like, she's an artist. She's a human in the world. There she is. Now, there are the other people who are freaking out by all of these things because they have this like immortal belief in like Doja Cat as their god. And now they don't know how to function because like their god has like disappointed them in some way. Firstly, like, why is Doja Cat your god? And Doja Cat makes this really great point where she says, like, basically, those of you who are idolizing me need to get offline and go get a job and go help your parents. Go out into the real world, is what she says. And that, she's fucking right. Like, she's so right. And then she also makes really good points. She's like, to the people who actually support me, thank you. Like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this very nice house that I have. I wouldn't have all these very, like, she has an extravagant life because, like, she's earning more money than, say, like me or like you or like some regular ass person because she's like an entertainer and she's done really well. Like, her songs are very popular. So it has garnered her like money, which is like a good thing. But at the same time, like Doja Cat has also received a lot of hate, and I think we have to be very serious about that. There, like people, she started calling out people who had like her government name as like their profile ID stands. Right? That's fucking weird. That is actually weird. People who like their whole lives are around like Doja Cat, just like Doja Cat idolization, and that's fucking weird. It's weird. I understand using music to like find yourself, but also like a lot of people are not in high school anymore, y'all. Like when you're talking about this like self exploration phase, a lot of that shit happens in like middle school and high school. You do have to have a point where you like graduate from childhood into adulthood and then you start to like move in the world. If you live in your parents' basement forever, you won't ever have that growth. And it is very strange because there's like a lot of fucking people who just sit on the internet all day with these like radicalized ideas about shit. And they live in like a fucking circuit bubble where it's just like, oh, there's only me, my worldview, and that's it. And you're just like, I don't even know. This is so dumb. So I just wanted to say that.